Hello, hello, how's everybody? So it's a hot day here, don't mind me. Just did a big walk, 45-minute walk. And after being on my feet all day, that's saying something. Oh, maybe I'm too zoomed in, sorry about that. There we go. Finally. So, just had a heavy rainstorm over here. And then it cleared up super quick, and the grass is not even wet. Dried up in milliseconds, I guess, I don't know. So I just wanted to do a quick video today talking about being your own good friend and the necessity and beauty of being kind to yourself in a really, really fundamental way and making it a new norm and increasing it. When we are true with ourselves, when we're more humble and sweet and realistic, but also just the right amount of self-care, we can treat others in a much, much better way, much more sweet, much less competition, and we're like earning the right to each other's respect, whereas it should be just a default thing to begin with, as it is, for sure. So not to be prideful, not to be jealous for no reason, not to be estranged to yourself, and then you're not going to be estranged to other people. It's very important. Similarly, the more truth you speak with anyone you encounter, whether it's a friend, a random friend, or I mean like someone that's not a full-time, up-close and personal friend, that's what I meant by that. Like a online part-time friend, whether it's a sibling, whether it's any kind of family members, parents, children, whether it's your lover, whether it's anybody at all, or a single serving friend, as they say, like a one-hit wonder that you'll meet once and never again type of thing. Even just sitting on the bus as an example, or whatever you like. The more true we are with, sorry, my arm is itchy, I'm trying to hold the camera. The more true we are to others, if we're just being our honest self, then the more liberty we have. Because anytime that we're doing any sort of distortion, or half-truth, half-baked truth, or holding so much back, then we're still kind of living in the shadows within ourselves rather than living in the hallways of light. Now, it certainly doesn't mean tell a complete stranger your deepest, darkest secret. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying to be truthful and honest and to make that a priority. If we live in truth, we never have to cover our tracks. If we're being honest in the moment, then we have complete liberty and freedom. As the Christos would say, let your yes be yes and your no be no, and whatever is beyond that is from the evil one. So that's actually very true. Evil meaning in ignorance, in deception, in selfishness still, and in a lack of truth. So I'm just pondering these things right now, and the beauty and the magic of being your own really good friend and being truthful with yourself as best as you can, and as truthful with others as best as we can. And sometimes we don't know until we have a little bit of a challenge maybe, or a bit of a disruption of some kind, or a test, a trial to go through, something like this. So all this is important, but the root of it is so easy to fix. Just honesty with the self and with others, and loving yourself and being your own best friend. And that starts by to stop deceiving yourself, to stop living the life that you don't really want. I know it's easier said than done. We all compromise, we all do sacrifices for things. It's normal. And in some cases it's noble, and it's not to beat yourself up too much about that. But for the most part, the sheer grace and splendor of being honest, being free, being true, then you never have to even watch your own shadow. We all have an ability sometimes to self-sabotage. And the good Lord knows, or the great Buddha mind, call it what you like, the great universe knows that I've been a master at this as well. Self-sabotage, self-destruction, through habitual patterns, through observing the world from a child upwards. For whatever reason, in the media, we get addicted to certain things that are not healthy. We get addicted to distractions. We get addicted to not being ourselves. We're afraid to face our own shadows because it hurts sometimes to look at it. Sometimes we have too much pride to admit that we're wrong. And this is never going to be conducive to anything that's going to give us freedom and access with self or others. So we have to really remind ourselves to be just and noble to ourselves, to forgive as much as we possibly can with everything, starting with self. Forgive yourself for any shortcomings. In Buddhism, in my personal humble opinion, when Buddhism was at its peak, when it developed into Chan and Zen, when it was entering China and Japan, it was really crisp and clear and simplified. The profound nature of it was so simplified. And one of the great masters had said to the students, the first step is to forgive yourself for not being perfect. Because when you're still holding a grudge, or you're still being proud, or you're still beating yourself up with guilt for every little mistake that you do, well, it can eat you alive as well. And then it's going to make you feel like you're on the defense sometimes, perhaps. Or even worse, offending against yourself and being offensive to others out of this semblance of some sort of pride thing and anger and whatnot, ego issues and stuff like this. So in the Christian tradition, of course, it's all about forgiveness. God forgives you by default, but do you forgive yourself? Do you forgive others? And if you don't forgive others, it's because you haven't forgiven yourself and you haven't let go of the grudge, because you're not being a good friend to you. So all of these things are very important. So that's just my simple message for today. Don't mind the hippie tired old dude like me doing his ramblings. Pre-sundown, post-rain, hot July, end of July, the last few days of July. What a quick summer it's been, actually, for those of us in the hemisphere where it is actually summer. You know what I'm talking about. It's been hot and hazy, man. Anyways, wishing everybody love, peace, profound. Enjoy yourself. Be true and be free. Living in truth gives freedom. It's deceptions that keep us locked. Shackles against ourselves. Conflicts with others. Drama with others. Addictions to drama with self and others. And a cycle of misery and only the self to blame. Think about it, and I will do the same thing. Alright, peace, love, and grooviness. Namaste, my friends. And we'll catch you on the flip side. Alright, cheerio.